Hey guys, welcome to another fun-filled episode of Real Life with Tony and Jen. I don't know what the topic's going to be tonight. My wife's going to throw a curveball at me. She said, I'll throw it out there. So she's going to shoot from the hip.
Well, we have subjects that we know we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think this one will be Jennifer's weight gain.
Oh, Jennifer's weight gain?
Yeah, so a lot of people might not know this, but my husband is a bodybuilder. He's been a personal trainer. He's just been into fitness a long time. And so when I got into real estate in about 2007, I don't even think we ate very healthy even back then, even though you were still working out and things like that. I don't think we ate very healthy. I ate a lot of fast food.
You did.
And just was not very mindful eating.
Good word, mindful. It was just kind of whatever. Well, more you than me. I think I was still learning, and I'm still learning.
Right. So fast forward, we're watching a video, and I thought I was looking at somebody else on the video, and that was actually myself, and this person who I thought it was on the video is a larger person. And backstory on me, I've always been like a size 0 to a 4. And at this point, I was buying a 12. And I'm not even saying that's big for women. I'm just saying for my frame, that was a lot for me. So I was like, okay. But we get a lot of questions because people will say, well, did you not say anything? Because Tony does promote, being healthy, trying to stay fit, and, talks about the subject on when a spouse gains weight, how do you address it, and things like that. And so Tony never said anything to me. I don't even think he realized it until we were looking at the video one day.
I also believe I think that might have just been a season in our marriage where I probably wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you.
Possibly, but you did never say anything.
I didn't really notice. What were you think you're pushing, like $150, $160?
Almost 170, yeah.
170 pounds. And I don't know how I didn't notice. Maybe I liked it. Maybe certain areas were bigger. That booty and that boobies. But maybe it could be what happened. Mm-hmm. But I think it was a lack of awareness on my part. I think if I'd noticed you putting on 20, 30, 40 pounds, mm-hmm. I would have probably said something. But for some reason, it was amazing because the video kind of opened up our eyes to what just happened.
And then I was looking at pictures, and even now, like when I'm like, I'm just shocked. Yeah, I really am shocked.
Well, I think that happens.
It does happen.
And I think it happens because there's a lack of awareness. You're not paying attention.
I was not. I did eat. I mean, I even ate McDonald's, and that's wonderful if you do.
No, it's not. Don't lie to those people.
Whatever.
It ain't wonderful.
What I'm saying is, I don't care.
Not looking for a sponsor from McDonald's. Don't worry about it.
I find it completely disgusting, but my eating habits have changed so much.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll also talk about weight gain in relationships, how to address that.
Ooh.
What do you say to your spouse? Tony and I have a very open relationship when it comes to talking about things. So, for example, he had a back injury. He didn't work legs very much, and I told him one day, and I did say
Let me tell the story. Let me tell this story because I love this story, and it just goes to show you how brutally honest we are with each other. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have what we consider a successful marriage. So, I wasn't squatting, wasn't really doing any kind of, I had a lower back injury, so squatting was kind of like not even on the radar. And I get out of the shower, and I noticed Jennifer's she did a look, and I'm like, what are you looking at? And these are the words that she said to me.
And I'm sorry if this offends anybody.
Yeah, it's not going to offend nobody. Should have offended me, but it didn't. She said, "You're getting old man saggy ass." which were her exact words. You're getting old man saggy ass. Now, I wasn't in the habit of looking at my butt, so I had no idea this was happening. Thankfully, I have a wife who's honest enough with me to let me know. Because she probably knows, number one, she don't like looking at it. Number two, it's probably something that I wouldn't, want to have. So with that, I went on a mission.
Yeah.
I got that booty back.
And here's the thing. My weight has fluctuated in our relationship. My husband has said to me, your butt's looking a little flat. And it was, because my butt has looked bigger. Not that he doesn't love me, not that he doesn't care about me. He's just letting me know, hey, if you want to work on it, it's changing. Again, sorry. No, it's just, he's letting me know. I'm not offended by anything he tells me. Because he loves me and he's not saying it in a mean way. And I feel that a lot of people, especially when it comes to weight, they get so offensive and so
offended.
Yeah. Well, they become offensive.
Yeah.
Wait.
They're offended. They're offended by it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It's offensive.
It's offensive to them. Yeah. And honestly, if it's, we're very open. I mean, you might not like it how we say it.
I think they get that by now. We don't have to keep telling them we're very open.
Right, but I could say that to you,
yeah.
And you're not offended. I could say that to Joe Schmo over here, and it could devastate him.
Here's why I think it wasn't offensive to me. Because I know that you love me regardless. Mm-hmm. Your love for me isn't based on whether or not I have an old man saggy ass. My love for you isn't based on whether your booty's getting a little flat. So I think that's why we're not offended by that. I think people that might get offended by that would be questioning their love. Mm-hmm. Well, he must not love me anymore if he thinks I'm unattractive, or if I have a flat butt, if I put on 20, 30 pounds. So that may be an issue, and that's probably the reason why some people out there would get offended by that.
But let's back up. You just said he might not be attracted to me 20, 30 pounds. You can be not physically attracted to your spouse when there is significant weight gain.
100%.
Right. So
you're gonna have people out there, they're gonna watch this podcast and they're gonna say that's not true.
But it is true.
It's 100% true.
I mean,
it's got to be 100% true.
I'm speaking for myself. I'm visual. I would like to see my husband, for the most part, be fit, not be overweight.
You watching your words.
I
love
am watching my words.
You got to watch our words. No, I think what you're getting at is, once again, the purpose of the podcast is to get people talking. The purpose of the podcast is to get individuals that have been married for, it doesn't matter how long you've been married for, but if you're not talking about the things that are important to you, if you're afraid to speak to your spouse about things that may be bothering you, then that can lead to...
Let me say this also, because even though I would be bothered by that now, that's not to say if my husband has a medical condition or he has an injury and then these things are happening, I would have a problem with that, because I wouldn't, because those are special circumstances. But if there's no circumstances that are stopping...
No excuses, you mean? Legit excuses?
Right. Then there should not be an issue for male or female to try to be how they were when they met their spouse and maintain it.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to talk about... Well, I'm not going to talk about that.
Go. What you need? Oh yeah. Oh.
Baby weight, like... You're
no, listen. Let me take over for those kind of the things you don't want to say. The things I'm going to say. Listen,
I don't mind saying them.
If your child's 12, it's no longer baby weight anymore. Okay, it's just
right.
that's a fact.
I hear a lot of women saying, like, when they have like a 5 and a 7-year-old, I'm still trying to lose the baby weight. And I mean, I get it. I've had 2 children. I gained more with my daughter than I did my son. But it's like, at what age do you say, it's not baby weight, and you start being accountable for what you're putting in your body and what you're doing or not doing?
Right. I think I think where we're going with this, because you kind of threw me a curveball here, is that you should be in a place in your relationship where you can kind of, it doesn't even have to be weight.
It doesn't.
It could be It could be anything.
Spending too much time playing a video game in the garage, like every night.
Could be, I mean, I used to smoke cigars every night.
Yeah.
That's that I put a stop to. I don't think you were really, again, another time in our relationship where I just don't think we were paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. We've been through a lot. That's why we kind of feel that we can bring some value to relationships because, I think people may look at our relationship now and this is a result of 22 years, almost 30 years of a relationship, but 22 years of being married, where we've kind of worked through a lot of things. And the one thing I want to point out, it seems that there was a season in our marriage where we really weren't paying attention. I mean, if you went up to 170 pounds and you're what now, 135?
And when you met me,
You're about 110.
well, I
You were too skinny.
144 right now.
Whoa, really? Okay, you better slow it down,
But
sister.
when we met, I was 110, which did not look good on me, so it didn't
So you
matter.
literally put on 60 pounds if you're going to 170. But the point is, I didn't notice. And the other point I'm making is, I think this is what happens when you're simply not paying attention to your spouse. I just posted something on my Facebook today, basically saying, how long are you allowed to, or how long is it going to take of being ignored by your spouse where you think it's okay for them to go find someone who won't ignore them? And I think that's what happens when you're not paying attention. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I brought up the weight because, you talk about weight a lot, and then people are always like, "Well, you gonna leave Jennifer if you gain weight, if she gains weight?" And it's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
No,
No.
he didn't even notice it when I did. We know how we were before, and we just are trying to better.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're being completely honest here, I think I'd notice now.
Absolutely, you would notice.
Yeah.
now.
So I just want the people that are listening and watching to understand that I didn't notice it before because I probably just wasn't paying attention to you. I probably was distracted or maybe simply just taking you for granted and just really honestly just not paying attention. Because I think if you weighed 170 right now, I know I would notice. And again, it's not like there's a certain amount of weight that you would have to gain. I wouldn't leave you if you weighed 300 pounds. Would I be attracted to you? No. Would I like it for your health? No. Would I physically want to do it? Probably not. But I mean, I might throw you a bone once in a while. But I mean, that's the reality. So I think I would notice now where I wasn't noticing before.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just being honest.
Thank you for your honesty.
I mean, yeah. Well, not that not that that's ever going to happen. It better not happen. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to happen because you care. You care about how you look. You care about your health.
Right.
So you're not
Unless there was something obviously medically wrong, which caused that, obviously. I mean, there's nothing you can do when things like that happen. And those are rare occasions. There are rare occasions where people
Right.
have a medical issue and it does cause them to gain weight or,
Yeah.
medicine that they're on. But
Well, I have a couple of medical conditions that it would normally, slow some people down. Mm-hmm. Underactive thyroid, low T.
you are a little slow.
I get what? So, but those, thankfully, we have something called modern medicine that can help with those things. But I think overall, people need to feel safe with each other to where you could bring up. Now, I asked someone one time, and I'm not going to name names. I said, how come you never mentioned his weight? And this person looked at me like I was crazy. Like, how now, if I'm going to tell this story accurately, this is someone that when these two individuals met, this person was 210 pounds. When I met this individual, he was 420 pounds. So my question to the spouse was, you didn't say anything at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pounds? And the answer was no. And then it was followed up by, I said, well, why wouldn't his friends say something to him about his weight gain? And the answer I got, which I still remember to this day, which is mind-blowing to me, was his real friends don't bring up his weight. You keep hitting that wire, babe.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, I don't want you guys to think this is just about weight, because it's not. It's about feeling secure enough with your spouse that you can bring up anything. Mm-hmm. I was going to say just about anything, but I'm going to say anything. We're just using the weight as an example because, Jennifer remembered that video where she looked like a linebacker.
Really, Tony?
You were, that's the crazy part. You were like...
It looked that way.
You're like wider than that fridge.
You're horrible.
And you had denim on. You had like a denim skirt and, hey, how you doing? Okay, the cat decided to visit us, so he's going to probably go ahead and sit in Jen's lap, and that's okay. We'll go ahead and leave Declan in the video because he's cute. But I don't know if you wanted to kind of add anything to that. We can kind of keep this podcast short tonight.
No, that's it.
But yeah, old man saggy ass. I don't really know how many husbands would be okay with that one.
I mean, that makes a good story.
It makes a good story.
And look at you now. It's like a bubble.
You can bounce a quarter off it. We should try that later. See if how far we can get that quarter to bounce. Anyway, we hope this podcast helped. Hope this conversation helped. That's the goal of the podcast, is to get couples talking about life, talk about weight, talk about sex, talk about not making a mess when you eat like I do with my wife. She constantly has to remind me of that. So anything should be able to be discussed without fear of hurting someone's feelings. Mm-hmm. See, I think that's a major problem, that there's a lot of concern over hurting feelings. But if you know that your spouse loves you for everything you are, then you shouldn't have to worry about that. We're just speaking from experience that
you don't want resentment.
No, and I think that's what happens. Mm-hmm. If you keep it inside and you never ever talk about it, and then there's one day it comes out and your spouse is like, "How long have you felt this way?" 6 years. No, so you don't like the way I dressed for 6 years? You should have said something 6 years ago, and I would have changed my belt. I don't know. Speaking
of dressing, I don't always like Tony's dressing, but he's his own person. It doesn't bother me.
I do. Like today, I was like, "How do I look?"
Yeah, no, you will ask me for the most part, but
you know what? Listen, I'm more concerned about how I look to her than she is to me, because she wears those. Are they
mom jeans?
Are they mom jeans or boy
These
cut?
These aren't mom jeans. These are tight pants.
Those are tight.
Yeah.
What are the ones that you wear I don't like?
You don't like the mom fit?
Is it mom fit? I thought it was like the boy.
The boyfriend fit, the mom fit. They're all kind of.
I like them tight, so I can see that booty.
I like them comfortable and loose.
But she's gonna wear what there's some checks and balances. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully, it opens up a conversation for you to have with your spouse about things that maybe you're not saying, and maybe you're saying, "Hey, you know what? Tony and Jen, 22 years, they made it, and they made it because they're talking about things that are normally uncomfortable for people to do." And we're just here to show you and prove to you that it can be done in a nice way. Although I don't think saying someone has an old man saggy ass is very nice, but it worked. It worked. I just recently squatted like 500 like 4 months ago. So
I said it wasn't very nice.
It wasn't nice, but it isn't. I wasn't offended by it. It was actually it was the fire I needed. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Thank you guys for joining us. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. We love you guys. So does Jesus. Peace out.